Jim Hawkins was a young boy with a heart full of dreams and a mind brimming with curiosity. He lived in a quiet seaside town where the waves whispered secrets of distant lands and the salty breeze carried tales of adventure. Jim helped his parents run the Admiral Benbow Inn, a rustic tavern that welcomed weary travelers and mysterious strangers alike. Despite his daily chores, Jim longed for adventure. He often found himself daydreaming by the window, imagining himself aboard grand sailing ships, exploring faraway lands, and uncovering hidden treasures. One fateful day, a mysterious sailor arrived at the inn, his presence cloaked in an aura of intrigue and danger. The sailor had a scar across one eye and a parrot perched on his shoulder, squawking cryptic phrases. He introduced himself as Billy Bones, a pirate with a past as dark as the stormy seas he had sailed. Billy Bones became a regular at the inn, always choosing a secluded corner where he could drink his rum in peace. He kept to himself, his eyes always scanning the room, and he drank copious amounts of rum, as if trying to drown his memories. One stormy night, the inn was rocked by the howling wind and crashing waves. Amidst the chaos, Billy Bones died, leaving behind a shroud of mystery. As Jim went through Billy's belongings, he stumbled upon a weathered map, its edges frayed and its surface marked with cryptic symbols. The map revealed the location of Captain Flint's buried treasure, a legendary hoard that had been the subject of countless tales and whispers. Jim's heart raced with excitement. This was his chance for a real adventure, a journey that could change his life forever. Determined and filled with newfound courage, Jim packed his belongings and set out to find Captain Flint's treasure, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Jim showed the map to Dr. Livesey, who was immediately intrigued by the possibilities it held. And Squire Trelawney. They were excited about the treasure and the adventure that awaited them. Together, they meticulously planned a voyage to Treasure Island, discussing every detail and preparing for the unknown. They hired a sturdy ship called the Hispaniola, known for its speed and reliability on the high seas. They also hired a crew of experienced sailors to navigate the treacherous waters and ensure a safe journey. Among the crew was a one-legged cook named Long John Silver, who had a mysterious air about him. He seemed friendly and charismatic, but Jim wasn't sure if he could be trusted, sensing something was off. Jim was thrilled to finally be at sea, feeling the wind in his hair and the salt spray on his face. He eagerly learned how to tie intricate nautical knots and climb the rigging, mastering the skills of a sailor. He listened intently to the sailors' stories of fierce storms, mythical sea monsters, and legendary adventures. As they neared their destination, he couldn't wait to set foot on Treasure Island and uncover its secrets. As the voyage continued, Jim grew suspicious of Long John Silver. Jim overheard Silver talking to some of the other sailors. They were planning a mutiny. They wanted to steal the treasure for themselves. Jim was scared, but he knew he had to warn the others. He told Dr. Livesey and Squire Trelawney about Silver's plan. The loyal men on the ship prepared to fight for their lives. They knew they were outnumbered, but they were determined to stop the pirates. Section 4. Mutiny on the High Seas. The mutiny broke out when the Hispaniola reached Treasure Island. The pirates, led by Long John Silver, attacked the captain and the loyal sailors. A fierce battle raged on the deck of the ship. Cutlasses clashed and pistols fired. Jim found himself caught in the middle of the fighting. Jim showed great bravery. He managed to escape from the ship and reach the shore of Treasure Island. He was alone and afraid, but he was determined to survive. Section 5. Treasure, Treachery, and True Courage. On Treasure Island, Jim met Ben Gunn, a mysterious figure who had been living in isolation for years. Ben was a former pirate who had been abandoned by his crew and left to fend for himself on the island. Ben Gunn was a friendly castaway who had been marooned on the island years before. Despite his rough appearance, he had a kind heart and a wealth of knowledge about the island. He knew the island well and helped Jim hide from the pirates. Ben's familiarity with the terrain proved invaluable as they navigated through dense jungles and hidden paths, always staying one step ahead of danger. Jim and his friends used their wits and courage to outsmart Long John Silver and his crew. They devised clever plans and executed them with precision, always thinking on their feet and adapting to the ever-changing circumstances. They fought off attacks, navigated dangerous terrain, and even managed to turn the pirates against each other. The island's treacherous landscape became both a challenge and an ally in their quest for survival. In the end, Jim and his friends found Captain Flint's treasure and escaped from Treasure Island with their lives. The discovery of the treasure was a moment of triumph, but it was also a bittersweet realization of the cost of their adventure. Jim realized that the real treasure was not the gold, but the friendships he had made and the courage he had found within himself. The bonds formed during their perilous journey were far more valuable than any riches. Jim decided he was done with treasure hunting. The experiences on the island had changed him, giving him a new perspective on what truly mattered in life. He had seen firsthand the greed and danger it could bring. The allure of gold had led to betrayal, violence, and loss, and Jim knew he wanted no part of that world anymore.